Sagittarius, it's Amanda here with your November 2016 Runescope. This month, in conjunction with the runes, I will be using the Golden Tarot once again by Cat Black. And then after this video, be sure to join me for part 2 of your reading over on my Vimeo On Demand page. You'll find the link below. Just click or tap Show More beneath this video to follow the link, where I will be pulling one card from the Healing with the Fairies Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue that will offer us some additional guidance and wisdom for you regarding the month of November. But let's jump in and see what's going on with my Sagittarians for November 2016. Which runes want to talk to Sagittarians for November 2016? Okay. As always, Sag, be sure to check out the video for your rising sign as well to get additional information or messages or clarification on this very general sun sign reading. If you would like something far more specific, if you're dealing with some specific issues, or if you want to kind of find out what obstacles are blocking you, anything like that that you're concerned about or just need some extra advice or guidance on, you can contact me for a private session. That's really the only way I can connect with your energy specifically and really kind of hone in on your particular situation. I do private sessions on Skype. They're $65 for 30 minutes. So just drop me a line at runescopes4u@gmail.com. That's the number 4 and the letter U there at the end. You'll find the email address below the video and in the video here somewhere, hopefully. But yeah, if you contact me there, we can get that set up and we'll take a look at your individual situation. But in general, Sagittarius for November, we've got 5 of Wands in reverse. So I always like to see that card in reverse. That's your focus or challenge. So if it's a challenge, you're trying not to argue. Okay, you may be trying very hard not to lose your temper. Because it's going to bring you joy, or because it's going to help you rectify, reconcile, reconnect with people. And your focus may be on, you know, how can I go about this in a way that's not going to ruffle too many feathers? You know, and it could be with a group of people, or it could be with one person in particular. Maybe everybody. So I'm seeing my Saggies kind of tiptoeing around the energies of November, or you may be trying to sneak around and be like, how can I kind of fly under the radar here? And I should say happy Thanksgiving for those of you celebrating Thanksgiving in the States, if I didn't say that before. That could be what this is, you know. It may be like you're going to Thanksgiving dinner, or you're hosting Thanksgiving dinner, and you're just kind of like, you're like trying to avoid topics, or you're trying to maybe wear your invisibility cloak so that you don't attract someone's attention, because maybe there's one particular, everybody has at least one in the family, right, who has a way of just kind of pushing our buttons and yet infuriating us at a moment's notice. But really, honestly, when you've got Wunyo, the rune of joy, and Inwas, the rune of good luck, new beginnings, fresh starts, reconnecting with people that are your tribe, you know, I feel like, you know, for even if there is someone who pushes your buttons, you love this person, Sag, whoever this is. It's like, I love you, but damn, you irritate me. You know, but Wunyo is always significant of, you know, the people that know you the best. So, and in some case, you know, in a lot of cases, that's your family. But, you know, some people know they have a tribe of friends. So maybe some of you are coming together with some friends having a Thanksgiving. You know, you're inviting people over to your home for that, or you're going to a friend's house for that. And it's like, you feel really understood and really, you know, just enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Maybe that's your focus. I'm just going to go. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to have some wine. I'm going to have some good food. And, you know, connect with my people over a meal. Or reconnect with my people over a meal. So The energy in the present, like as we move into the beginning of November, we've got a 7 of Cups in reverse. So a situation or a person who may have had you confused or kind of hoodwinked is the word I'm getting. You're no longer confused. You're no longer deluded by this person. And for some of you, this could be a love partner, a spouse even. But Legas in reverse is always like a woman who comes into your life and seems at the beginning like this is just something. This is, she's awesome. This is a good influence. This is a good person to embrace. This is a good person to welcome into my life. But then turns out that, you know, this person's a manipulator. They were using you to get something they wanted, or they had selfish reasons, or they were hiding who they really were. There was a mask in place. That's what this rune really speaks of, is like someone wearing a mask. And we all have masks to a certain extent, right? We don't behave the same with our tribe as we do with new acquaintances, or maybe with coworkers, or so we all have a mask to an extent. But this is somebody who was, you know, had malicious intent, or like really kind of pretends to be someone to lure people in, and then turns on a dime. But you're no longer falling for it, Sag. This doesn't have to be a female. Again, these are general readings. I'm saying female because we do have Queen of Wands over here in reverse, but it doesn't have to be a female. It could be someone else. It could be a male. For those of you that are watching, again, general readings. So, but the help that's going to be available to you, man. Oh, 10 of Wands in reverse. You're putting down a burden. You're done with it, Sag. You've been carrying around this load of responsibility, or something you had to shoulder all yourself, probably for the last year at least, maybe longer for some of you. And you're just done. For some of you, maybe it's the burden of trying to make this person happy, or trying to be who they want you to be, or maybe it was the burden of continuing to kind of try to convince yourself that they were who they presented themselves to be. You know, we can do self-delusion here, you know, where I don't want to see that. I don't want to, because I care about this person, or, you know, I thought I did, or I thought this person cared about me. And for some of you, now this doesn't have to be a relationship, like a romantic relationship. It could be a business partnership. It could be a boss. It could be a job that you're just like, I am done. I am so sick of this. So, and maybe it's very physically intensive work, and you're putting it down. And the reason that you're putting it down, because we have in the position of what must be accepted about November, we've got King of Coins. So there could be new money coming in. This could be a new boss. The coins people often signify the money man or the money woman. Again, could be female. Making you a job offer. And you could just be in the right place at the right time for this. It really could come as like a stroke of good luck in November, Sag. And I can't remember, but I think last month was very career focused for you. So this could be kind of a carryover of that. Some of you may be starting, you know, maybe your new start date for a new job is in November. Or, you know, if you were one of those Sages that were like, oh, it hasn't appeared for me yet, keep looking. November could bring it in, but it's almost like you're not going to find it. Whenever this rune appears, it's always kind of like, it speaks to me of synchronicities and serendipitous events, of you just overhearing something, or you just being in the right place at the right time to get the line on something. And you're like, oh, that's the perfect job for me. So now this guy could be someone that you know, an earth sign energy, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Kings are more mature men, so 30 or above. Actually above 30. 30 is usually a knight. But so this would be somebody who is a mature man. Maybe he owns the company. Maybe this is a family member. Maybe it's your dad and he's like, hey, I want you to come work in the family business. Or, you know, your uncle is opening a new business and he needs someone to help him out. You should go talk to him. There, you know, there's an element of something come along at just the right time. But, and where you'll be and who it is again, will be different for all of you. But I feel like some of you are putting down a burden, leaving a job you hate, leaving a situation that has really been tough. Really feeling the weight of Saturn. You got Saturn in Sag here through. You got one more year to go, Sag. But many of you have moved through that energy because, you know, you have birthdays and different dates. So, you know, a lot of you are done. A lot of you are done with Saturn, and you'll all be done with him come December, except for a brief period that he may retrograde back in 2018, but it'll only be for a few months. And you know, I know just enough astrology to get in trouble. I'm just speaking what I've heard from the astrologers on YouTube. But I know that's how it was when I had Sagittarius in my sign. It's like he was there for like 2.5 years. I thought it was never going to end. And then I got a 3-month reprieve when he went retrograde, but then he came back. And then, you know, you get a break and then he comes back just to finish things up for about 3 months or so. Anyway, you know, that's what Saturn is a burden. But, I mean, you may have discovered, you know, for some of you, that may have been the test. It's like, oh, this job has been my burden, or this relationship, or sticking with this when I can't win. This is a situation that you got to give it up because there's a no-win here. It's a no-win situation. There's no advancement. Something's a dead end. You can't ever complete it. In the upright, the Ten of Rods is working hard, but you're completing something. In the reverse, because it's coming up in the help, you're finally seeing, I can't complete this, or there's no win here. Everything I do, it's just, I finish this and then I get more added on my plate, or it's the same every day and I can't take it anymore. And this is karmic. There is a lot tied up in this with karma, so it could involve other people or one person specifically. And for many of you, it could be this Queen of Wands in reverse. So another fire sign energy, Sagittarius, Aries or Leo. And in the reverse, again, doesn't have to be female. In the reverse, this is somebody who starts things but doesn't finish them. What's that sound like? She makes promises, never follows through. Very scattered energy when the fire sign people are in reverse. They also have bad tempers. They can be violent. Because when it's in reverse, it's all the, you know, negative attributes of that particular element. All elements have their negative side, and so yeah, and some of you may be dealing with this person on the work front, and you may be like, you know, maybe this is a boss who's treated you unfairly, or it's like she's very temperamental, and you're like, how in the heck did you get a job? How in the heck did you get a position of authority over anyone else when you're so imbalanced? And I just feel like you're leaving this behind. You've taken all you can take from this person. And for some of you, this could be in a work relationship, but it could also be in a love relationship with Gifu. So for some of you, maybe this is a girlfriend, a spouse, and you're like, we've done all we're supposed to do together. That's what Canes is about in reverse. It talks about your karma's ended. You don't owe this person anything else. This could also be someone that owes you money. This could be an ex who owes you child support payments. Again, could be male or female, since this is a general reading, but like maybe they haven't paid their support, or they haven't sent you a check, or they haven't given you the money from a divorce, because we do have Yera here, which can talk about legalities, divorces, settlements, that sort of thing. Maybe they took something that was yours. Maybe they hid money and lied to you about it. But whoever this is, Sag, you're just done. Now, I mean, this can be, because this is fire sign energy, it can be you, Sag. These energies can always work both ways, but so it could be you that someone is leaving because they feel like you weren't putting effort into the relationship, or you deceived them about who you are or what you wanted in some way. If you're in a position of power at work, it could be people under you who feel like you are far too moody, or you lose your temper too easily, or you put all the work off on them and don't do it, don't do your fair share. I have to mention it, Sag, because it does come up. Those of you that have been slacking off at work, I mean, you could be forced to leave. But I mean, that's going to be for a small number of you. I feel like for most of you, this is someone else. This is someone you are dealing with. Either way, there's a new job offer on the table, and it's going to be, maybe you were slacking off because you hated this job. I mean, maybe it just wasn't, maybe, yeah, you were a manager or whatever, but I mean, it wasn't your passion. You weren't doing what you wanted to do, but this new job is more in line with what you want to do. It certainly pays better. So either way, whoever you are in this scenario, Sag, you're going to end up on the winning side and having a good Thanksgiving, or reconnecting with people that maybe you were just at work all the time and you didn't have a chance to see people. Maybe you, there's been a disconnect with family or friends, and now you're able to reunite in November. But for those of you that she's your boss, I feel for you, man. This is somebody who just piles the work on, and and it's never enough. Like, whatever you're doing is she's always overly critical. She'll criticize what you did. This is the kind of person that would take credit for work that you did. Because another negative trait of fire signs in reverse is it's all about them. The world revolves around them, right? You may have been dealing with something that's usually not Sagittarius. I mean, it really isn't. I mean, I'm sure there are some out there, but for the most part, this would be more aspects of Leo or Aries, if I'm being honest, in the reverse. Not the good Aries and not the good Leos, but the ones who are operating from the darker side of that energy. Everything is all about them, what they can get out of it, and what they can get from people. You're here to serve me. That sort of mentality. And, they may say that as a joke, but they're not joking, this girl. She's not kidding. She really thinks that. So if you're tired of being her servant, whether at work or in a relationship, whether it's romantic or this was just a frenemy or, someone in the family, we don't choose our family. We're just kind of stuck with them. You're done with it, and you're leaving it behind. And you may be sad about that just because of who you thought this person was, because again, they didn't come off that way in the beginning, or maybe when they hired you, or when you got into a relationship with this person, they really came off as kind of the best thing since sliced bread, because they're very charming, these people, right? Or they'd never get anybody to fall for their stuff. But so they got you, and there's no shame in that. You're not the first one, and you won't be the last. Sorry to say. But man, you just thought this was going to be the best job, and working with this person is going to be so much fun, and oh, we're so on the same page, and then kablam. It's been a process, but you finally realized, you finally awakened with Dag here. It's an awakening, an enlightenment. And you may be sad about that, but it's the loss it's a loss of what you thought the person or the situation was, not who they really were. Because the loss of who they really were is a blessing for you, Sag. So I hope that makes sense for you in November. There is a lot of joy And they're saying focus on that, focus on the good. Things are going to get brighter. If this was a relationship that you're ending, there's a new one just around the corner. Some of you may already be interested in someone. And it will be a much better, stable situation for you. But like I said, meet me over on my Vimeo page. The link is below in the details section. Just click or tap show more and I will shuffle the Healing with the Fairies Oracle, and we'll see which fairy wants to give you some more wisdom or guidance with how to deal with November, because it looks like you've got some big decisions to make, although I feel like it's going to be pretty easy for you, surprisingly, Sag. But we'll see what the fairies say. Meet me over there. Have a wonderful November. Focus on joy, right? And new beginnings. And I'll see you back here next month.